Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Board of Finance public hearing regarding the mayor's proposed budget and the Board of Education proposed budget. Thank you for coming out on this February evening. And most of you, I believe, have been here before. I see a lot of familiar faces in the audience. But just a brief introduction and explanation of the meeting. It is a public hearing, so the public is invited to comment on the city budget and the Board of Education budget. We address the city budget first, so we would invite any members of the public who wish to comment on the city budget to do so at this time. And we would welcome the comments and invite you to come to the podium if you wish to speak on the city budget. I do not see any members of the public who wish to speak on the city's side of the budget, but again, I would invite any members who wish to speak on the budget to do so at this time. If there are no members of the public who wish to speak on the city budget, we will open up the floor to any members of the public who wish to address the board or enter any comments on the Board of Education budget. You're invited to do so at this time.
Hi. My name is Mike Brown. I live at 67 Point Beach Drive in Milford, and I just wanted to say that the education budget was very well reviewed by first by the administration of Board of Education, the Education Department, and very well reviewed by the Board of Ed. And I think that it is great that they were able to keep it down to 2%. I remember last year the Finance Board did not change their budget and that was great because in reality they only had a very minor increase to their budget last year, and this should make up a little for what the changes that are going on right now, especially having to do with going back to the configuration of K through 5. And so I really believe that they shouldn't make any changes to this budget if you can avoid them. And I know you know it, but for the sake of anyone else listening, any changes, any reductions that you do make requires the Board of Aldermen to have 2/3 vote to bring it back again. And so it'd be nice if we didn't have that sort of contention going on when we get to the Board of Aldermen reviewing this budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, and thank you for stating your name and address for the record. I had forgotten to mention that. Again, if anyone else would like to speak on the Board of Education budget, please do so.
Hi, my name is Joanne Puffinburger. I live at 50 Green Street. I just wanted to recommend that we keep the education budget as proposed. I did want to just kind of put on record that the changes that are being made are one-time changes, and in order to go from what we had, the K2 to 3-5 structure that we have now, to K5 is going to require more teachers because there are going to be more classrooms of kids since it's spread out through the district. I also wanted to say that this configuration of schools is going to make our education system better, which I believe is going to make our town better educationally. And I think that people will want to move in. People will put more investment into our town when our schools are better. And I think this new configuration is going to make our school systems better. I think what I'm trying to say really is that we have to put the investment in to get a return. And that's what I recommend that you do. Thank you.
Hi, Jennifer Federico, 14 Breakneck Lane. I am a Milford parent, resident, taxpayer, and Board of Education member. I'm speaking to you tonight as a Milford resident, and I am personally asking you to fully fund the Board of Education budget as presented. There was a strong desire in the Milford community for a pre-K through 5 elementary configuration. I heard this not only from parents, but from many in the community who did not even have children in the schools. There was a very strong desire for a pre-K through 5 configuration. And as we're making this transition, it's really important that we get this right. And the budget that will be presented asks for the funding that is required to do so. So I'm asking you to please fully fund the budget. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carol Thomas, 84 Thompson Street. I'm here to ask you to keep the Milford Board of Ed budget intact. This is exactly what the residents wanted. It's what we pushed for. It's what we need. It's what we deserve. Please keep it as it is. Don't make any cuts. Thank you.
And again, I'd like to ask any members of the public who wish to address the board on the Board of Education budget to do so at this time. I do not see anybody, but okay, we'll take your time. We have a few minutes.
Sure, okay, hi. Thank you. I had to take my son to a swimming class, so I apologize for my not being here on time. First, I want to say that I'm bringing a letter with me that I wanted to give to the recording secretary from Susan Reed. She is the president of the Pumpkin Delight School PTA. She asked it be submitted to the public record, so I'll give this to you.
If you would just please state your name and address for the record.
Okay. My name is Kara Flannery. I live at 41 North Street in Milford. My son is in the first grade at Orange Avenue School. And I'm here today because I wanted to ask that as you begin your evaluation process of the Board of Ed budget, I wanted to impress upon you all that this is an extremely critical year for our district. After nearly 2 years of planning, this is the time when our district will begin building our vision from the ground up. As we undergo the much-needed redistricting expansion of our preschool program, and transition our schools to K-5 elementary, parents are looking towards the fall with a mix of hope and anxiety. What school will we be at? Will the classrooms be ready? Will the teachers be ready? I cannot underestimate how important it is to our parents and teachers, and ultimately our kids, that this transition is executed successfully. Whether or not we allow for the resources needed for this massive undertaking will make or break this vision we have been holding on to. I understand that you are charged with keeping our spending in check, but please, with every cut that is made to our budget, students are affected. Many things that seem like incidentals have a greater impact than meets the eye. In the last few weeks, we have seen funds for media aids cut, leaving 4 schools with full-time media aids and 4 schools with part-time media aids. This is not exactly the parity among schools parents had hoped for. Going back to a K-5 structure with the increase in testing and technology in all schools, media aids are desperately needed in a full-time capacity in all the elementary schools. We've also seen funds for 2 additional school resource officers cut. Many parents feel the public is unaware of just how much SROs do in our schools. They not only oversee safety issues in the building, but they get to know students and help prevent and resolve conflicts among them. This is a significant resource to our teachers. As I stand here today, I want to tell you that if you see something in this budget that appears to you to be incidental, please take another look. Talk to our educators and parents to see how cutting these items will affect our schools. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there anyone else in the public who would like to address the board on either the Board of Education budget or the city budget at this time? I do not see any members of the public wishing to address the board. At this time, it is 7:24. We will continue the public hearing for the board's and deliberation and meetings with the department heads till February 12th at 6:30 in the Parsons Complex Conference Room B. It is a public meeting, so members of the public are invited to attend if they so desire. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Have a good evening. Be safe.